Okay, I thought I'd go over one of the problems that we did in class for showing materials going through the accounts, okay, when you're manufacturing something. And this is the DIR problem that is on page 26 in the ProCopy book. And this was the second one that we did, and it's the most complete one without a lot of craziness, okay? The next one that we did, 6, has a lot of tricks in it, okay? So there's a real good chance I'm not going to put tricks like this on the exam. I just want you to know basics, okay, which is pretty much what this is. So they gave us information. Remember I told you that it could be in a paragraph form like this, like in bullets, or it could be more of a table like this one, okay, where we've got beginning of year and end of year. This one is easier to see and recognize. When you get stuff in a paragraph form like this, it's going to be more difficult, okay, so just be aware of that. So here we've got raw materials. They gave us a beginning balance. They purchased $40,000 on credit. Direct materials was used in production were 3/4 of what was purchased. So that's one thing we know. And I'm gonna do this with you. Okay, I'm gonna do it on a piece of paper here. And let's do our raw material inventory first. So we'll start out with a T account for raw materials. Don't make this too small. Okay, this is an inventory account. And we know our beginning balance is 5,000. So I put a little BEG there, or BB. This is 5. And they purchased 40,000. We don't care that it's on credit. These are purchases, and that's exactly what's going to be in this account, is a beginning balance plus purchases. And then let's take a subtotal right here. Okay, because you never know the way they're going to give it to you. There's 45,000. And they told us that direct materials used in production were 3/4 of the materials bought. So we purchased 40,000. So 3/4 of this would be 30,000 was used, okay? So this would be 30. And our ending balance would be 15,000. Okay, now you've got the ProCopy book, so I'm going to take this out and do this, okay? So that's all right for you, right? Yeah, like you're going to answer me. Okay, the next one is work in process. So let's make a big T account for work in process. We've got a lot of numbers in here. It should be kind of longer than the other ones. So this is work in process inventory. And we're told that it's got a beginning balance of 3,100. 3,100, and the ending balance is 12,900. So give yourself some space here. Our ending balance is 12,900. Okay. Units transferred out are 10,000. You think, well, thanks a lot for that. So let's put a little T account over here that is units. All right, let's hold on to the 10,000 for a while. Well, finished goods. Finished goods have the beginning balance is 0. So that would be our next T account. 3 T's, right? Raw materials, work in process, and then finished goods. And these are 3 inventory accounts that are all on the balance sheet. So this is finished goods. And they tell us our beginning balance is 0. There are no units, so they say, you know, finished goods beginning balance is 0 units, and the ending balance is 1,000 units. Okay, so we're going to have some ending balance here. So let's hold off on the rest of this. But back to work in process, once you've got your beginning balance in, you want to put in direct materials, direct labor, and manufacturing overhead. Okay, put those all in. And then this problem, you know what else we'll need here is an overhead T account. So let's have an MOH account here, okay, for whatever comes in. So the first thing they tell us that the prime costs are 55,000, and that's all we know so far. Okay, they give us, so that's the first one. And prime costs are direct material. Let's put this down here. Prime costs are direct material and direct labor. Okay, the next one is indirect labor for 11,000, and that is an overhead. Okay, So we'll go down here for to manufacturers over MOH, indirect labor. It's quite a bit, 11,000. And then factory insurance. So it's factory insurance, so that would also be a product cost. So, and it would be an overhead because it's not direct. So factory insurance. Factory insurance is 2,500. Okay. And then they tell us that for utilities, utilities are $8,000 total, and 80% relate to production. So that would be 8,000 times 80%, or 6,400. These are utilities, right? 8,400 here would be for manufacturing overhead, and the rest of it, then the balance of 1,600, is going to have to go into sales and sorry, administrative and selling expense. Okay, factory depreciation. That's another material, another manufacturing overhead cost. That's 7,000. What else do we have? Okay, then sales and then admin selling. Okay, so we've got quite a bit here now. So if we add these up, our total overhead comes to 26,900. Okay, so let's go back up to our T account now. We know that we had 30,000 of material that was used, so that went into work in process. Okay, it comes out of there and goes right into here. Excuse me, sorry. And if prime costs are 55,000, and we know that direct material is 30,000, then direct labor must be 25,000. Okay? Okay, and this idea about giving you either conversion or prime costs and making you take it apart, very commonly found. Okay, so make sure you understand this. So we've got direct labor of 25,000. Manufacturing overhead is 26,900. Okay, so our total debits here, our total, we've got 85,000 here as a subtotal. So if my ending balance is 12,900 and I've got 85,000 in here, then 72,100 must have come out. Okay, so you take the 85,000 minus 72,100 is 12,900. Okay, that's right. So 72,100 is cost of goods manufactured, which moves right over here to finished goods inventory. Okay, so we had a beginning balance of 0. They told us 0 units, so this must be the beginning balance in dollars, then must be 0. And 72,100 were our purchase, or our cost of goods manufactured. So that's 72,100. Then what do we know? Let me give us more information here, someplace. They told us, let's see, 72. I think we have to do a. We don't know what's coming out of here yet. We don't manufacturers. I think we've got to start our income statement. So let's do that. So these units, I really don't like this thing. The our beginning units was 0, and we know that what do we know? Let's see. Finished goods beginning balance is 0, and the ending balance is 1,000. We know we've got 1,000 units in the end, but we've got to figure this out yet. Did it tell us anything else? Selling price. Okay, not yet. So let's do, well, yes we do. We know that the cost of goods manufactured was 72,100. Oh, I know what it is. That this is the thing. In work in process, they say they've got this here that units transferred out were 10,000 units. Okay, 10,000 units were transferred out of work in process. So that means that they went into our unit thing here. 10,000 units. So if we've got 1,000 left, that means 9,000 units are in cost of goods sold. Those are the units that were sold. I'm going to just put it like this. These are just sold units, okay? These are manufactured. So we've got an ending balance of 1,000. So 9,000 units were sold. So we know if our cost of goods manufactured is 72.1, and we divide that by units sold, which is no. Cost of goods manufactured, that's everything we manufactured, and we had a beginning balance of 0. So this has to be divided by the whole 10,000. See what I mean? This isn't easy either. I don't think, whatever. I just think it's easier to learn with a straight problem without a lot of twists in it, So 721 would be my unit price. Unit cost, rather, than price. So if I've got 9,000 units over here, I'm going to put 9,000 times 721 would be 64,890. Okay, that's what this would be. And our ending, and I don't have a calculator. Our ending balance in here would be, I gotta do this real quick. 72.1. Where are we when I need you? 64,890. Okay, yeah, see, this works. 72.1. 721. Oh, and that is 721 times 1,000 units. Okay? So that's not bad. At least nice when it works out anyway. Sorry, so let's do our income statement. The income statement has got sales, and they gave us a selling price. There's information down in here, okay? So let's use some of this. Selling price is 14,000 per unit, and we sold 9,000 units. So sales are $14 times 9,000. Okay, 126. Cost of goods sold is 721 times the same 9,000 units. Okay, it can't be times a different number of units because those are sales and this is the cost of the sales. So it's got to be with the same number of units. Cost of goods sold is the 64,890. The gross margin is 61,110. And then we get selling, general, and administrative expense. And they gave us one number here. They gave us 22,000, but then we've got to add in the 1,600 for utilities. All right, this is other than utilities, so we got to add 1,600 for utilities. So the total amount is 23,600. Okay. So 23,600. Subtract that, and we've got operating income 37,510. Dollar sign at the top, one at the bottom. Okay, that's a decent income statement. Make sure that you give me, if I ask you for an income statement on the exam, that you give me a gross margin, okay? that's like a required subtotal there. Okay, so that's one problem that at least helped get you started on this. See if I can stop this. Okay.